right, in this video, we're going to go over a simpler way of buying more obscure coins, less known coins, tokens and NFTs and things that you wouldn't normally find on a platform like Coinbase or Robinhood or one of the more popular user-friendly, we'll say, exchanges. So let's take one coin, for instance, that's really hot right now. It's called eComi or OMI. So we need to start at a place called coinmarketcap.com. CoinMarketCap is basically like an index of every cryptocurrency that's out there, DeFi, NFTs, whatever it is. It's going to be listed here where you can gather a little bit of information on it. You can know what its current price is, what kind of market activity did it have prior to this, is it up, is it down, where to buy it, what exchanges it's listed on. So this is kind of your home base where you want to start out whenever you're interested in a new coin. So say, yeah, we got a hot tip on the eComi, it's breaking out, people want to get into it. So let's look at it on CoinMarketCap. First thing we're going to do is go to the top right search bar and we're going to type in eComi, E-C-O-M-I. All right, there it is. Cool, so we can see it's up almost 10% on the daily. It's hanging out about a penny each. We can see kind of its performance over the last month or so. It's doing pretty good. Still obviously in its infancy. It just now broke a penny. So now we found the coin that we're looking at. We have, the market cap, trading volume, all that, where it's ranked. We want to go figure out how can we buy this coin. Right, so from this page, we want to click Market. Market tells us all the exchanges this coin is listed on. It also gives you a cool indicator here called confidence, basically like how much do they trust this platform? Because there are tons and tons of places to actually buy different crypto, but really their reputation is really important. We want to make sure that if we're going to put anything of value into it, that it's going to be safe. So for those reasons, I like BitForex. They have a ton of coins on there. They're pretty trustworthy. I've had a good experience with them so far. So we know that eComi is listed on BitForex. So let's go ahead and click that link. And we can see all the coins that are on that platform. I mean, they have all the hits and then a few B-sides there as well. So once we're on we're going to hit the BitForex URL. We're going to go to its homepage. I'm already signed in here, but I'm going to show you what it'll look like if you don't have an account. All right, so here's the BitForex page if you don't have an account yet. Obviously, the very first thing that we need to do in order to start trading on this platform is register. Once you're here, it's going to ask all the standard stuff. It's going to ask for an email, a password. They are pretty secure, so they always want to do a two-factor authentication. So anytime you do sign up, they're going to want to two-factor either through a text message or through your email. It's kind of sucks. It takes a little bit of time, but the security functionality is really, really important with this stuff. So once you put in your information, you're going to register. You're going to do all the normal things. Once you're finally registered, it does take a minute. Once you're finally registered, you want to go ahead and log in. Right, you'll log in, and again, it'll send you a code through a text message most likely. But once we're actually logged in, we want to put some money into this exchange so we can actually start trading coins that we're interested in. There are two ways of going about this. You can either transfer in your existing crypto, we'll just say Bitcoin in this example, transfer your Bitcoin in for you to start trading, or you can buy directly on this platform. I'm not a fan of buying through this platform. You do go through a third party called Mercurio where they're going to take a percentage. It's not too high, but you also have to go through all the same KYC, which is know your customer. They're going to want to know your social, your first name, your address. Sometimes they're going to want to see like a picture of your ID or like a utility bill, all in the name of trying to cut down on fraud and illegal activity, which is a whole other conversation. But it's best to, in my opinion, to stick with wherever you're already getting your crypto, and then we just transfer it in, right? So say we have our Bitcoin sitting on our Cash App or our Robinhood or our Coinbase. We're going to go through how to get that onto this exchange. So first thing we want to do is go to Assets. On the top right, we click the Assets button. Here, I already have a little bit of cash already put into here. I've been doing a little bit of trading, mainly for eCommy. But this is the way that we're going to get some money onto this platform. What we need to do is click on Deposit, as if that wasn't obvious. And then please choose a token right here. And we're going to select BTC. When it says chain name, just keep it on BTC. And then now we have the information that we need. We need to know this deposit address right here. Now, there's a couple of ways you can go about this depending on if you're on a computer or using your smartphone. We're going to do it just strictly through the computer. It's not too much different if you use a phone. What is cool is you get to use this little QR code. So basically, you're on your Coinbase app or your Robinhood or Cash App, and then you'll have the option of just scanning this QR code rather than typing out or copy pasting it, which is cool because the last thing you want to do is mess up any one of these little digits or numbers here and then end up sending your Bitcoin to some stranger or probably no one at all, most likely. And then it's gone forever. Don't want to do that.
Well, that's fantastic. A really smart decision, young man. We can put that check in a money market mutual fund. Then we'll reinvest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone.
So in this example, we're going to transfer from a Coinbase account, something that a lot of people have. Most people probably have their Bitcoin on. All right, so we want to go down here and click copy. That's automatically going to copy the address to your clipboard. And then let's navigate over to our Coinbase account. So one of my Coinbase accounts, I usually use this one just for Chainlink, but I do have a little bit of Bitcoin in here that we can play with just to show you how it works. All right, so once we're here, we can go to Portfolio and we can click our Bitcoin. Right, so once we're on the asset that we want to transfer and we've already got our address onto our clipboard, we're going to go over here to the right where it says send. Make sure you're on send, and I'm just going to send all of it. It's not much, it's like 30 bucks. Right, so here in the to field, we want to right click and paste, and there is our deposit address. If you want, you can double check to make sure it's right. We're pretty sure that's going to be the right address. You can put a message on there if you want, don't really have to. And then click continue. It'll tell you what your fees are and all that stuff and about how long it's going to take. So we're going to make sure all that stuff is correct. And that's going to be our final number that's actually going to send there after fees. And we're going to hit send now. It's going to want to two-factor this as well. So you'll get a text message or an email on whatever device you have connected to this. Just put in that verification code and then hit confirm. Remember, this being Bitcoin, it's not as fast as we want it to be. It probably will take about half an hour for that coin to actually transfer over to the exchange. It does have to be confirmed on the blockchain, I think at least 2 or 3 times before it'll deposit the money. So just go ahead and click that and go to the bathroom or coffee or whatever you got to do and come back whenever the crypto is actually on the exchange. All right, so by now we should have transferred our Bitcoin to our exchange. We can confirm that it's been sent off of this wallet onto the other wallet. On Coinbase, if you didn't know, all of your transfers are located here under wallet. So this was our last transfer, the one today at March 26th for $31.77. You can just click that if you want to make sure it's been sent, that it's confirmed. It says down here the time and date stamp that it's been completed. Even in the midst of this transaction, say you send it and you want to check, 5 or 10 minutes later, make sure there's no errors. You can always click View Transaction. It'll take you to actually the blockchain, blockchain.com. And this is where your transaction is going to be located. This isn't your transaction because this is obviously 75 BTC, but your piece of BTC is included in that block, right? So we can see that it has been confirmed on the blockchain. So this means if your deposit address is correct, that you should now have your crypto on the desired exchange. So let's run over here to BitForex and see if that's actually happened. All right, Let's refresh that. So this is going to happen if you're ever signed out for too long. It's going to, again, for security purposes, it's going to kick you off, and it's going to want to do that two-factor authentication again. So we're going to check our phone, look for the text, 822-920. All right, cool. So yeah, so this is a little bit higher than our balance before. We can see that we actually have the Bitcoin now in our wallet. So if we look down here at wallet, the Bitcoin has landed in our account. All right, just a couple of more things before we can actually start buying tokens. We're almost there. I know this is a long journey, but we'll get through it. What we want to do is, once we have our Bitcoin here, we want to go over here and click transfer. We need to transfer this into our spot account. The spot account is the account that actually lets us trade. It's really important that we keep our funds separated. The most important one here, of course, is spot. You can do a perpetual account. Perpetual is where you're using leverage, you're shorting and you're longing on different trades. It's more speculative. That's another lesson that we'll get into in the future, but for now, we're just going to focus on spot account. So we want to transfer from our wallet where it's safe and nothing can happen to it. We want to transfer that into our spot wallet. So we're already selecting our BTC, we're pulling it from our wallet, and we're going to transfer it to our spot account. And in this instance, we're just going to go ahead and transfer everything. If you wanted to do like half of that or a quarter or whatever, you can enter the exact number of BTC you want to in this field here. But for simplicity's sake, and since it's not a lot anyway, we're going to hit transfer all and confirm. At any time, if you transfer too much or too little, you can always change that. You can transfer it back out or transfer more in. It's super easy. Unlike going from wallet to wallet, this is instant. Since we're on the exchange, we don't have to worry about waiting or anything. Cool. So now we should go over here and click spot account. And then here we actually have our different cryptos that we're going to be trading with. I already have some OMI here that I bought previously. We have some USDT, which is the next important thing we're about to get into. And then, of course, here is the BTC that we just transferred in. Right, so now we can actually get into the spot trading. Like I said, we have one last step in order to turn this BTC into something tradable, and that is USDT, US dollar tether. Basically, this is a virtual dollar that is tied to the US dollar, so it's always one USDT is always going to be worth $1. So that's what we use to actually buy the different kind of cryptos. In order to do that, let's go up here to the top left where it says spot, and we are in the trading view, the fun stuff. In this trading view here, we see our charts. We have them on the different time frames up here. Right now, we're on the 30-minute time frame. We can go to the 4-hour. We can go on the weekly, daily, monthly, however you want to look at it. 4 hours probably the best place to keep it, just so you have a pretty good idea of how the asset is performing. When you open it up, it's automatically going to go onto the first crypto on the list. So Gren, we're not interested in that one right now. What we want to do is sell our BTC for some US dollar tether. Right, so in order to do that, we should go up here to the search bar, BTC, and we want to look at this trading pair, the BTC US dollar trading pair. All right, so let's click that. So once BTC is loaded, now we can buy and sell. In this instance, we want to sell. We want to use our Bitcoin to actually trade with. So like I said, to the US dollar. Again, we're going to do 100%, and let's go ahead and sell that. 100%, and then click the sell button. Okay, our sell order has gone through. We now have the USDT. We can see it over here on the left side. How much USDT we have available to us. About 120 bucks, 119 and some change. Now that we have our USDT, let's go back up to the search bar, and finally, let's find the coin that we really want to buy. Again, ECOMI. You can type in ECOMI or just OMI, the ticker symbol. So yeah, just hit OMI. We're actually going to favorite this one and click that. See, we're up a nice healthy 10% on the day, which is really nice. That means, you had $1,000 in there. That means you made $100. Pretty cool for one day. Again, we can see the performance of this asset. I mean, it was fractions of a penny. This was just over the course of a month, this kind of growth. So really hot asset we really want to get into. Beautiful coin for the NFT space. I probably mentioned they have deals with DC Comics. They have a pending deal with the NFL. They have a deal with Nintendo, which is going to be huge since Nintendo does own Pokemon. Pokemon is already a huge ecosystem with a lot of collectors willing to pay obscene amount of money for those cards. And once we digitize that, it's just going to be a whole nother ballgame. So yeah, I have no problems easily dropping 119 on these coins today. So since pretty much the same way we did it when we sold, we have our USDT price. This is how much each one cost. I'm going to hit it at 100%. I want as much of this stuff as I possibly can. So we have our total here. This is what it's going to cost us. This is how many OMI coins we're going to get, about 11,500, and hit buy. Order success. You are now the proud owner of a bunch of 1 penny OMI. If you want to actually see that in your account, you just go up to assets, and assets is going to tell you everything that you own on this exchange. This is your total asset portfolio value. So in BTC, it's only 0.006, 6% of a Bitcoin, and then of course it has a US dollar there underneath it. And then you go under spot account, and there's your OMI.